So why is body language important? It's not only important because it actually signals to the world who we are and our confidence and how we feel about ourselves and the world, but it's important because it actually can shape who we are. For example, body language is your superpower because we can also fake our body language. For example, in instances where I am not feeling confident or I'm feeling a little bit insecure, I will be very, very mindful of my body language and how I'm presenting to the world. So if we're feeling insecure and unconfident, naturally we want to take up less space, which means we hunch our shoulders and we probably have a downward gaze. And if we have a downward gaze, we're indicating that we are submitting right now, okay? We don't feel good, we're looking down, we feel weak and powerless. Guys, pull your shoulders back, do some posture exercises. You can't have this aura of confidence yet you still be like this. It doesn't work like that. Fix your posture. And posture is not actually just about pulling your shoulders back, by the way, it's how we walk. So it's got to do a lot with our hips and also our gait. When you are shaking hands with someone, I never ever want you to give them a weak handshake. Eye contact, we touched on this point earlier, but you want to have good eye contact. So eye contact like this for 3 to 5 seconds, and then you can look away and come back. Look away, come back. People who are insecure, they will always look down or they'll look anywhere but you. How you move. If you are moving fast or you're fidgeting, like you're constantly moving around, or you know, you're just playing with things on you, that is indicating, again, nervousness, restlessness, not a lot of confidence. You want to move with confidence and poise and slowly. Because don't forget, if you're commanding attention in that moment, you control time. So if you're moving fast and you're talking fast, which is another point, it's very clear that you don't know how to control time. Taking up space. So we talked about this a little bit earlier. Remember, if you're unconfident, you're shrinking yourself. You don't want to take up space. You're probably like closed off body language, together like this, looking down at your phone. When you take up space, like I am right now, I'm taking up the whole frame. I'm moving my hands. Another point, open palm gestures signal confidence. But yeah, taking up space, moving around. If you're in a meeting, you want to use your arms, your body language. If you want to command the room, you should also stand up, walk around, and make eye contact with everyone in the room. The best public speakers are always the one who look around the room, and maybe they'll gaze at someone for a couple of seconds and then they look around and they really make sure to scan the entire room. When we just hyper focus on like one person in that room, we're not commanding the audience, we're not giving our attention to the rest of the audience, and it's also, yes, signaling on confidence. Talk downward. If you're American or you're a Valley girl, even me, I can fall into this, but we need to talk downward. So Americans tend to have this upward intonation at the end where it's like the Kardashians, they're asking a question and they talk upwards instead of downwards. So downwards is very authoritative and like you're making a statement, and it shows confidence in the way you speak. Pausing in your speech, it shows how you command a room as well. For example, I just paused. What is she gonna say next? Having a tilted head. It actually is subconsciously implying to the other person that you are very engaged in the conversation, and it makes someone feel special. They feel special around you, they naturally like you more. Having a genuine smile. Guys, is my smile fake or real right now? I guess we'll never know. A real smile, we actually subconsciously know what it is, and it's where our eye creases, they crinkle, which is why when people get Botox, it's actually not very comforting to the other person when you're speaking to someone with Botox, because you can't even tell if they're giving you a genuine smile or not. Did you know facial expressions are seen as more attractive? So if you're getting that premature Botox when you don't need it and you're like completely frozen, it can make you look older and more unattractive. Lower the tone of your voice. If you want to be taken more seriously, this is something you can do. When someone's talking, you're in conversation, nodding signals that you are paying attention and you are engaged in the conversation. What does that mean? You make them feel better. They like you more. Slow your breathing. This is a big one for my anxious people, including me. I tend to dissociate a lot, get anxiety, and I breathe fast. And I cannot help it because I will feel so stressed out. So something to be mindful of is your breathing, and meditation can really help with that and just connecting to your body more, because you will notice in situations where you do start to breathe more fast. It's probably when you're nervous. Lean in. You're talking to someone. You can lean in a little bit. You probably know what it signals by now. What does it mean? if we are doing body language which signals to the other person we're engaged, they subconsciously like you more, you look more confident, blah blah blah, the list goes on. Okay? And finally, you've probably heard of this, but mirroring movement. Mirroring someone's movement, again, goes back to the earlier points. So if you really get to know these things, you can clock it in yourself and with others. I also know there are times where I'm like, oh, I feel really bad right now. I want to slouch. And I'm like, no, we can't signal this. Let's pull our shoulders back right now, Simone. Let's be confident. So it is important to know these things, okay? Like I said, you go into a job interview and you feel like shit that day. Like maybe something happened, your cat died. You don't want to be at that job interview. You feel really weak. You feel unprepared. You can slow down your tone, talk downwards, lower your voice, maintain eye contact with them, take up space in the room, and that's like half the job done. Half the job is your aura, and guess what? Guess what ties into your aura? Your body language. Boom, okay? Thank you for watching. Ich liebe dich. Tschüss.